Konnichiwa, Lucie.
Konnichiwa.
How are you doing?
Fine. What about you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you for coming. Have you learned any Japanese yet?
Yes, only one word. The way to say thank you. So, arigato.
Arigato.
That's it.
So you've been in Japan. It's not related to climbing, right?
No, not at all. I'm doing research in except climbing. I'm having a job. I'm a researcher in chemistry, and during this summer, I decided to come to Japan to start a new research project in collaboration with a Japanese team here in Nara. And so I just arrived from two weeks ago now and start to adapt myself to the weather. And I will be here for the next 4 months.
4 months, so it's quite a long time. And it's kind of impressive that you have this as your main job, right? So climbing is just a hobby then.
Yeah, kind of hobby. And all the things that I'm making in my life are taking so much time. I mean, my work between 10 and 12 hours a day, climbing 2 or 3 hours a day, all days.
Yeah. And then taking some time to talk to some people in the internet.
No, it's okay. It's always a pleasure. It's okay. Yeah. I'm doing things by patience, so it's okay.
Yeah, I guess that if you have this busy schedule from a main work, and if you really climb on top of that, climbing is really your passion or something that you want to commit time because it's something that you find value in, probably.
I think, from my opinion, it's okay. Of course, it's a hobby. I like to make sports in general because maybe we can discuss about it later. But I'm not only climbing, so I need to do. I need to be busy, really busy, to have a crazy agenda. And yes, it's important for me. It's kind of mental health, something like this. And also, as soon as I start something like sport or job, I want to make it the best possible. So that's why I'm training a lot to be as ready as possible for competition. Yeah, I cannot imagine to do things half. I don't know how to say it better.
Yeah.
I will push myself the most I can to be the best.
You're like the anti-procrastinator. Normally people are finding reasons to have free time and do nothing, but you just want to give your best in everything.
No free time. Always trying to do things.
No, that's very great. And I think that's also what makes the champions a champion, is that they try to go the extra mile where others don't. And
I think most of the champions are always unsatisfied. There's always something to improve, always a way to do better. Even, I mean, the first world champion title I won, they asked me, yes, but what next? And I said, the next time I really want to top the final route, because the two first world titles I won, I did not arrive to the top of the route. And I tell the people that maybe one day, if I will be able to top a final route, I will stop climbing. But then it arrived the next competition that no, I did not stop. But yes, of course, there will always something to improve. So keep going.
And it's good that you did not stop, because if you had stopped at your first top, you would not do all the other tops that you did afterwards, and you would have missed out on a lot.
Now there are quite not a long list, but quite a list of top routes, and so yeah, it means that training works actually, and that's why I like sports. I mean, it's normal. You want to win, then work hard, and it's also the same for the job. You want to be well paid or well recognized, then work hard. So, and it's kind of there is a justice. I don't know. It's the same word in English.
Like a rewarding, or it's fair.
It's fair. Yeah, it's a fair way.
Sorry. Yeah, for sure. So have you climbed before or actually, let's put it the other way. You climb, you are a paraclimber, so you are competing in a category that is for people with some sort of disability. In your case, you don't have one of the legs. Were you already climbing before the incident that caused you to lose the leg?
No. I only start climbing after my kind of accident. It was not an accident, but no, I never try. I have no occasion to climb with both legs. So it was completely new for me, and I still don't know what the sensation, what is the feeling when you are climbing with two legs. For me, it's crazy. Now I can, by watching the route from the bottom of the wall, I can imagine how to make it with two legs. But yeah, it's a feeling that I will never, unfortunately, I will never feel. No problem.
Yeah. In your case, it was a cancer, correct?
Yes.
Is it okay to talk about that?
Yeah, sure, of course. When I was 16, I was a cancer was how to say it?
Diagnosed?
Yes, I cannot
Okay,
pronounce it, but yes, it was the case. Yes, very, I would say, not a rare cancer, because now quite a lot of teenagers have it, but yes, they tell me this, so we start to cure it, and so I had a long time chemotherapy, long treatment, 7 months, but then I got infected with staphylococcus, and then the only way to cure myself and to survive, because how to say it, my life was on a kind of balance.
on the
So
balance.
yes,
So when you are
the
16 and the doctor tells you that first you have a cancer and then
yes,
later that you need to amputate your leg so
yes,
to survive, how
yes.
does a teenager brain and how do you react to this? What
Of
goes through
course,
your mind?
of course, it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to imagine, because when you're 16, you are thinking about boys and party and blah blah blah, and cancer. It's not a word that you are familiar with. So okay, I have a cancer. Okay, the first thing is first you're the first thing is first you're sad, and then you cannot realize it. Take a long time to realize it, and then afterwards the question come: why me? What did I make wrong for to be treated like this? What Yes, it's unfair. And then you start to be angry about everybody, and then and you cry a lot, and it was also the case for my parents. But so during 1 month, I think it take 1 month for me to realize what happened. Why me? Why now? Still some unanswered questions. But after crying too much and without any more water in your body, then you stop crying, and then you start to fight. You start to accept. I'm not sure if accepted is a real is the best term, but
Probably realizing that there's no other way.
yeah, you realize
Because
what happened,
there is
and you
not
realize
necessarily a why. There's no why, just chance to some
no.
extent.
Actually, yes, but it's kind of human reflex. I don't know, to ask why.
Yes.
Why? But of course, I still have not the reply. But then you start to realize and to figure out that if you want to live and to if you want to survive, you have to fight. To fight not against the other or other people around you, but to fight against cancer, and to be to fight against cancer, to be strong for you, for your health, and for your relatives, also your family. So then you start fighting, do chemotherapy, and then unfortunately it doesn't work a lot. I got infected by staphylococcus, so then the only way to survive was to get empathy.
And
And
then when
sorry, they ask first my parents, because I was only 16, so the decision had to make as to yeah, my parents has to decide for me. Of course, we discuss about it, but it take not a long time because my life was really on a
Yes.
balance at this time, and so we said yes. And 2 days after, my leg was cut.
And
But
after that, you just heal the wound physically and also try to maybe heal it emotionally and just carry on with your life as best as you can.
I'm sorry, I cannot
So
understand.
afterwards, that was like the end of the situation, and you just moved on after that, after it was removed.
After that, yes, I have 4 months in a specific center to adapt myself and to still
Oh,
be cured, to recover about the infection. Because even if after being amputee, it takes 4 months to be totally cured from my infection. So I stay 4 months in a adaptation center.
yeah,
I don't know.
rehabilitation center probably.
Thank you
Do you
for
feel that
rehabilitation.
this battle with the cancer and the fact that it affected you so early on when you were only a teenager, do you think it gave you like the mental fortitude or the
Sure,
mental strength
definitely,
to
definitely.
carry on
Of
and
course,
face these challenges?
okay, definitely, yes. I would say I really have a bad character, but
Bad character.
genetic. I mean, yes, yes, yes. I recognize it because now I'm 31, so I know myself better than when I was 16. But now I can tell you that I have a really bad character from my father, so it was a genetic. It's not my fault. It's genetic, but having a cancer cannot improve anything from this. It make me even harder to stand. You can ask my boyfriend. Sometimes it's really, really hard. I can really be a pain. But yeah, of course, having cancer at 16 make you very stronger than the other. It make you getting older faster. I don't know
Older
how to
faster.
mature. You get much more mature. I don't know
Mm-hmm,
how to say
mm-hmm.
it. Yeah, because after all this of this situation, after my readaptation or something like this, I went back to the high school, and then I I realized how much I was only 1 year of treatment make me older than people, because my problems were not the same problems than them. And by talking again with my friend, their problem with boys partying, blah blah blah,
Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
definitely gone for me. For me, the problem were how to adapt myself to this new life, how to live with this new body. What can I do? What is not possible to do? So realizing such a thing. So yes, for sure,
Yeah, you're
for
like in a
sure.
different dimension of life. That's something that we don't realize when we lose something. We start to see other people maybe, oh, I wish I had that. And
Yes,
that
yeah, yeah.
happens to me. And also, I thought you kind of age physically when you do chemo, but I don't think you meant it that
Yeah.
way. You just meant like emotional age in terms of
Um,
maturity.
only mental, for my opinion, only mental. And for me, I did not. I mean, doing chemo was not a real question for me. I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to survive. I want to cure myself, and I want to live my life. So yeah, I completely trust the medicine, the medical stuff. Unfortunately, everything was not working. The infections come and blah blah blah. But I cannot be angry against anybody. So here is a here is life. So now I'm still here. I can adapt myself, and I try to do the best for everything. And so yes, for my opinion, it's only a mental
Yeah.
age
Even
which
though you
was
got even worse character, that's a bit down effect.
yes, yes, it was a kind of package. Okay,
Yeah.
I accept to be cured, but then
But
character come.
you seem very proud of your bad character. Do you mean it in a positive way in any way? Like what you were saying earlier of having like this commitment to
No,
improve yourself. Is that
it's not about. I'm not proud of it. Sometimes I really regret it. By yeah, with a bad situation with people that no, I think for me, It's not. I realize that if you want to survive to such a thing at this, when you're a teenager, you have to be strong, very strong, because even if you are well encountered with your family, even if they are always here, you are alone against your disease. Even if they try to be the best, to be here, to feel, to send you love and courage and everything, you are alone against this shit, and you have to fight, and it's not always easy. And yes, of course. So and I know that my very bad character helped me to survive and to push me, and even now sometimes I will not teach you about
Yeah.
how it could be difficult for disabled people in the current society in France, in Portugal, or either in Japan. You are always looked like not only from the child, so from children, always sometimes from adults, and so you need to be strong to be able to say, hey guys, please
Yeah.
slow down, and to push yourself and to do things. That it's kind of a leitmotiv for me. I'm always talking about, if you want to make something, please make it. Don't wait for people to ask you to make it. I don't know how to say it better, but it's your life. You are your own owner of your life. So please do it. And you have to be strong to push you, always push yourself to make things. And even if people try to sometimes discourage you, I mean, for when I started to climb, not all the people were not like, oh, you're climbing, it's so awesome. No, some people were like, okay, you will never manage to do anything, please stop it now. So at this kind of people, I said, no, fuck off, I
What?
will do it.
What kind of people? Like your
And
friends, the
no,
trainer?
no, 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 no friends at all.
Yeah, not
But
friends. Those people are not
no, no,
friends.
no, definitely not. No. Some people from the gym when I arrive. I mean,
Like random
the
people at the gym.
so, I mean, yes. So people I met. I mean, I register myself in a big climbing gym in France. But I didn't know that it was kind of the first climbing club in France. The biggest one in terms of result and in terms of member. I didn't know that. For me, it was the one next to my home. So I said, yes, hey, can I try to climb? They said, oh yes, of course. Then and I arrived and said, oh wow, that was best one of the best competitor in France. I mean, like without disability, like valid
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
And then they were looking at me like, huh?
But that
And then
sounds so good.
what?
Because the goal of the sport is not to hate on someone or not to say you're never going to make it. The point is to just improve yourself, as you were saying. In
Yes,
the end, we are
yes.
alone in
But
ourselves. So it's our own path.
somewhere somewhere believing in me, like, okay, yes, you see, it's not easy even for us, so just train. And some were just like pushing me, like, okay, you will get it, but just train hard. But some people were not like this. And then also the big question about wearing prostheses for climbing or not. And some of these bad people were well convinced that without a prosthesis, I will never be able to do anything by climbing, because it's for two legs people, and without one leg, you lose one how to say it, appui, one
I don't know how
help.
to say it in English either. Like the end
Thanks.
of the leg, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
So it's for sure one missing leg mean one missing help for you to go to
Yes,
the
yes,
top.
only
But
one
so
point
you
of
have to
support.
wear it.
Yeah.
Yes, but I try to explain this. Yes, of course, it will explain. It will help me to push on the wall, but what about the weight, the death weight? It's from 5 to 7 kilograms the prosthesis, and I don't have the knee. I'm amputee below.
Above the knee.
Above the knee, thanks. Above the knee. So I will never be able to make this, to go on the top with and to fold my leg. So it means that the only foothold that I will be able to use will be the one directly in front of my foot. So it's almost impossible.
Well, seeing you, having watched you climb, they were clearly wrong. They were just making shit up, and
sure.
it makes
And
no sense at all.
if you, I don't know, if you already watch a lot of video from paraclimbing with one-legged people, all the people who are amputated above the knee are not using prosthesis.
Yes.
It's not useful. It's useless. It's heavy, and it's boring. And and yes, because of course you will spend a lot of time to make the best prosthesis ever, the lightest, and blah blah blah. But it will fail. And then with the prosthesis, by comparing me or other people, in my case, with people wearing prosthesis, we are climbing faster.
Yes.
Means we keep energy for the rest of the route. So yes, and when
in the case of the competition, you can choose to wear a prosthesis or not, right? It's up to the individual athletes.
In my category, so AL2, so amputee lower member.
AL2, yes.
AL2, yes. We have a choice. It's for us, it's allowed to wear or not a prosthesis. For the AU people, so amputee upper member, there is no choice. Prosthesis for forearms are not allowed.
They're not allowed, but I think it would not be able to be used so well because the arm used to grip and close, whereas for a leg, I noticed that you use it really well. You're the best paraclimber that I've seen using your leg or lack of leg or just the end of the leg. And that in the sense that you don't use a prosthesis, but you use a sort of protection to put on it, and then you use that as a point of support. So you kind of use it with the function of a leg, which is to stabilize your weight and stabilize your position. But you don't have the actual weight of a leg. And you were saying you find that advantage.
I don't have it, but I still have a small. Okay, in English it's called a stump.
Stump.
Small leg, the stump. Yeah.
Like a small piece of metal, that you use to.
No, there is no metal for me.
There's no metal. I thought there was a piece of metal. No, what is it?
No, not in my case. For my case, it's just a kind of in English.
Because it's like a thing that's like a bra, and it goes like in your leg, and then in the end it has like a little thing, like a little bump.
Yeah,
no?
I mean, it's just like kind of plastic stuff around the whole leg, but then on the end, I glue some gum, climbing gum.
Climbing gum. What is that?
Yes. The same material in the end of your on your shoes, climbing shoes.
Oh, yes. Rubber. I think it's rubber.
Rubber. Sorry, yes, because in French it's gum, but it's rubber. So I paste on this plastic protection of my stump. I glue some rubber, and that's it.
It's pretty smart. So all around the thing, it's covered.
Yes.
But I thought you had like something pointy that you use, no? So I'm completely wrong. No,
it's not mine. It's maybe not me. For some other one-legged people are climbing with a kind of, it's not a real prosthesis, but kind of prosthesis with a really small metal and with a really small foot. Okay. You can also do this, but it's not me. I never use such a thing.
Okay. So you just use a
protection with rubber, and so it's not.
Sleeping.
It's the same. Yes, it's not sleeping. It's my own climbing machine.
That's very smart. It's really smart, not only because you use it for support, and it may seem obvious to people that are listening and they use normal two legs, but in paraclimbing at least, it's very rare to see someone use it as well as you. And then if you also cover it with the climbing rubber, then it really
I
makes like a big climbing shoe.
yes,
And you were
at
saying
least
that, yeah, you were saying
sorry.
that you use this for because it's lighter than a leg and is more practical than a leg for you.
Yes. I mean, when I start climbing, so as I told you, it take me quite a long time to adapt myself to see what will be possible or what not, to make a choice. And then the first 3 years, I did not use my stump, not at all. It was completely uncovered, and I didn't want to put it on the wall because it can be scratched. A climbing wall is quite abrasive.
Yes.
Can be, yeah, you can really hurt yourself with, I mean, the stump is quite fragile, the skin is fragile, so every time you try to push some with your skin with the wall, you will be scratched.
Will
So
it hurt you also in the early
uh,
years to put
no,
pressure on it?
no, because I was really scared about it. I never do it. I never made it. Uh, but so and I started just for the just few months before my first World Championship. Someone told me, yes, but Lucie, of course you have one missing leg, but you still have a stump, a small leg, and why don't you use it? You can you have to find a way to use it because it could be a support, a further support. So then I start thinking about it, and yes, I know that to wear prosthesis in the daily life, we need such kind of protection. And so I said, okay, I will take one and adapt it for climbing. So put a rubber on it, and then it starts. And now it was in 2016, and now from 2016 now I cannot imagine to climb even for a climbing session or for training without it.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
now. I cannot I cannot consider it. So yeah, this is my climbing shoe now.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that after hearing you or after watching you, other climbings or not other climbers, I mean, from your category, don't try to copy you and do what you do also. It's such a big advantage.
Yeah, sure, but I'm not hiding
I
everything.
know. That's why.
And I already talked with some other. It's not teammate, but because they are not French, but other people in my category. I mean, with Tanya, the Portuguese one, she was asking me, so I tell her everything, and so why not? I mean, it's not private. I did not. It's not I did not invent anything. I just take something and adapt it to climbing. So feel free to copy it, and
Yeah.
there is no royalties. It's not patented, so please, maybe I should patent it.
I think it will be a very actually good product. It had to be
Yeah,
tailored
but
to the specific leg of each person because the size really matters. But I really think
yes.
that's a really legit and
Mhm.
viable
Yes,
climbing shoe for people
yeah,
with some disability. Even for people with no arm, you said it was not allowed, but maybe if they have like something just to protect the arm, even
I don't
just for
know.
the skin not to drag on the wall and not
Yes,
to rupture,
but
I think it would.
for them, they already have the solution for them because the stump is really small compared to the leg. They are using strap,
Yeah, the
uh,
tape.
the tape. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm so sorry, my English is very bad.
No, it's okay.
Tape.
It's okay.
They are taping it a lot. I mean, if you are looking, my teammate Solène Piré, which is AL2 in AL2 category, she's taping a lot. She uses one tape per competition maybe, but yeah, they are taping it. For us, it's with a amputee leg.
That's
No
pretty
way.
big.
Pretty
Yeah, I
big,
know.
and
In my gym, there's also a kid that has not really one hand, and he also tapes a
mhm.
lot. But it's still convenient for these athletes to avoid using so much tape. Not only is a lot of weight, but for them it must be very
Yes,
uncomfortable. And then if they have
yes,
an injury, you put the tape on top of the injury and it sticks. So if there
yeah.
was like a product that they can just put over easy,
Yes, but
it
the
will be
thing
very
is,
helpful.
it's just a matter of size. I mean, for amputee leg, our stumps are quite big, and it's possible, and the protection can be kept
Yeah.
because it's a compression,
Hmm.
like compressive. compressive stuff in a arm, they are very, very, very small stunts,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's really hard to adapt it.
yeah. I can.
So I think everybody, I think every climber is thinking about how to improve and how to get to get the best from their stunt or from their disability. So it's still ongoing.
Yeah, for sure. So you were saying that you train climbing as a hobby because you have
Yes.
the work. You work as a researcher in chemistry during the day. But
Mhm.
then also one part of your importance of how you got so good is by using the stump. What other
Mhm.
things do you train? Or how is your training schedule like?
Okay. We have to. Uh, I will definitely separate my. Um, yeah. I think we have to separate the year in two pieces. The one with the competition and with the one without competition.
The
I
part
will
of the
say
year.
yes, the part of the year. The without competition, I'm training three or I mean by training I said climbing. Okay, I'm climbing 4 times a week,
Mhm.
and I'm not making so much of a specific training session. I'm just climbing for my pleasure. Here is far away from competition. When competitions come, then I'm climbing. Uh, yes. Um, in the week 4 times, in the weekend all or both day around in other cities, to climb in new walls, always new walls, and I'm doing specific treatment,
Oh,
yeah,
overboard
hangboard,
or hangboard? Yes.
hangboard, and also I have my own how to say it in English. Yeah, it's good. Ghoulish.
Climbing wall, maybe at home.
Climbing, small climbing wall, and also the wood.
Those things, those wood
Ghoulish.
horizontal things that you like
Yes,
jump
yes,
in each one.
yes, yes, yes. I also have it in my garage.
Oh, that's
So
pretty
I'm
hardcore.
training with. Yes, I love it. For me, it's a game.
That's
I
very
love it.
hard.
Yes, I love it.
That
So
makes
and
sense.
I think yes. So I'm doing this.
So you try
So
to go to different cities to specifically
yes,
get
yes,
different
yes,
exposure. Is that to
yes,
prepare yourself to like the
yes,
unpredictable environment of a
yes,
competition
yes.
where you don't really know what the wall is going to be like?
Mm, okay, depending on the schedule of the competition. When you know now we start to know what um, what type of wall we can met in Zurich or Briançon or something like this. But for example, last year, it was in Villars. I mean, 1 month ago it was in Villars. For me, it's already last year, and we didn't know it was the first time in Villars. But so when we know it, sometimes we have some tips about the wall, so we know how if it's really steep or not really. So I try to adapt my training, of course, but most of the times we know that at least one of the qualification routes will be completely vertical and then on the steep wall. So we have to train in every walls, and so I try to train in different city. Also because I'm living in France now in a city which is not really recommended for climbing. Uh, so
Which
there
one?
are only I'm living in Rennes in
Rennes?
Bretagne. Rennes, yes.
Rennes,
Rennes,
yeah, Rennes. I think
R
it's
E
Rennes
N
in
N.
English. With R-E,
In
two
English,
N's, yes.
yes.
Okay.
Rennes, okay. In French, it's Rennes.
Oh, Rennes,
in
okay.
in Bretagne, and it's not. They are not. Uh, there are no climbing gym,
Mm.
real climbing gym. Only 8 or 9 wall height at maximum. So it's not enough to be really trained for competition. So that's why I'm moving. But also I'm moving to met great climbing wall, and also for the diversity. So diversity, I mean, for me, is the key. Uh, Diversity of walls, profiles, holes, route setting. Yes, of
I
course,
see.
we can meet everything. in competition. I heard that for I was not unfortunately in Salt Lake City or in Los Angeles competition, but yeah, I heard that the routes were maybe too easy, so or hard, or at least the holes were completely different than in Europe. So yeah, for me, the diversity now, because now I'm quite a long way. I'm climbing for 10 years now, so I still have some things to learn, but I'm learning the most when I'm not abroad, but um, um, in other climbing gym. When I'm in front of
Mhm.
unfaced situation, new situation, because when you are in competition in a route that that you don't know, so every time uh, you have to adapt yourself very fast, very quickly. You have to find a solution. So by 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 going in other gym, you are always in this kind of situation. So for me, it's the best way to train.
So you must be very happy now in Japan, which is a completely new environment for you,
Yes,
maybe even as a
yes,
different approach. Everything is new
yes,
challenges.
yes, yes.
Steve.
But the thing is, for now, I'm just pretty sad because I only met Boulder Gym, and I hate
Oh,
bouldering.
you hate bouldering.
Definitely.
So you prefer to always do leading, like
Oh
with the
yes,
rope,
yes, yes,
very long
yes,
walls.
yes, yes. Very, very, very high walls, very long rope, and yeah, climbing. I hate bouldering. Yes, for me, it's kind of yeah. It's not. Yeah, I don't like it really. Really,
What
for
don't you
me,
like about it?
because I think for amputee leg people, it's not funny because most of the boulder which are really exciting to do for two leg people is like a run and jump and like equilibrium stuff. We cannot do this. So when I arrive in a climbing gym, in a boulder gym, I know that at least the half of the route I will not be able to even start or to try because of because of my disability. It's hard to know, and yeah, sometimes it's really hard to accept it, uh, and yeah, yeah, depending on my mood. But sometimes I just finish a training session in a boulder gym by crying because I cannot at this time I cannot really accept my disability. It's like, okay,
Even
you
today, you
cannot.
feel that.
Yes, sometimes yes. If I come in a really bad mood and with really, I mean, yes, some bad stuff from job, you arrive here, you face trouble with really normally really easy routes, but not for you. It's really hard or even
Yeah, yeah,
impossible.
yeah.
Then you face your disability in front of you. You have it, and nobody can help you. And wow, sometimes it's really violent, so I hate it. I really hate it. And just one
Yeah,
last thing.
yeah.
Um, I like climbing because it's really for myself. It's a way to be really creative. Of course, the route setter are setting routes to do it in only one way, or there is not a lot of way. But with climbing with a disability, you are kind of a creator, and you you find another way always, another way than the one for which it was set up. But
Even in the case
for me,
of paraclimbing, because correct me if I'm wrong, but
yes,
to my understanding, the route
yes,
setters of paraclimbing competition, they know that it's the
mhm,
route setting for, so they're just creating the problems for
yes,
your
yes,
disability, or
ex-
are the routes shared between different disabilities also?
yes, yes. At least yes, in paraclimbing, compared to normal, not without disability climbing,
Yeah, let's
at least
okay.
we
I was
we
wondering, I was trying to say normal, but I don't know if normal
normal.
is kind of offensive
Yeah,
because it's
we
calling
are
you a
normal.
normal.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
if I'm normal
let's
or
say
not. No,
regular
it's
climbing.
another it's another discussion maybe. But okay,
Okay,
so
let's
for
say
normal
regular
climbing,
climbing. Then
regular. Okay, paraclimbing. When we arrive to in a paraclimbing competition, at least we know that it's possible for us, for the people, for our category. We know that at least there is one solution. But I can tell you that if you are looking at the video from, I think from this year, it was not from Innsbruck. I can tell you that I topped the final route. I think not in the way for which the route was setting for. I mean, I took I just scratched 2 footholds to go to the top. So
Two
I mean,
footholds with one leg.
yes,
One leg and one stump. 2 footholds.
No, 2 footholds. No, for the end with the hands. I
Oh,
took 2
I
footholds.
see.
So it was not set up like this. So yes, I'm a really creative people.
You're just
And,
way too strong. Way too strong people.
yeah, but I just
It's not supposed to use your hands on footholds.
no,
That's not
I know,
human
but
strength.
I don't know. But so, and here it is. I mean, by leading in lead climbing, you can always find a way to another way, and you can adapt yourself. But by bouldering, it's not the case. By bouldering, you have one big hole. You just have to jump and to grab it and go to the top. Yes.
Do you
Okay.
think that it will
But
be sorry?
but if you cannot jump, what happened? There is nothing, no other solution. So it's boring.
But it seems to me that you don't like it because you don't think it's set accordingly to your
Yeah, of
circumstances.
course.
Do you
Of
think
course,
that if
definitely.
like someone was route setting a boulder problem just for people with not went
Mhm.
without a leg, do you think that it could be made more
Sure.
interesting for you? If you knew that
Definitely.
you could do it, it was designed for
Sure.
you to be able to do
Sure.
it, even though it's challenging and even though it has a jump or anything.
Definitely. At least there was only one boulder competition for paraclimbing. It was in 2012. I was not climbing. I was just starting. It was a few months ago, a few months before I stopped. But there was only one, and the thing is, that it was not repeated again because of security, safety stuff. We need to be even if it was a boulder competition, we have to be linked
Roped.
with a rope.
Yes.
So yeah, it was quite hard to arrange it. But yes, of course, if someone want to make a paraclimbing competition by or bouldering, yes, I would be happy to take part of it. And yes, of course, you're right. You point a right thing. The thing is, when I'm facing trouble, with a boulder, I I have no clue about if it's just because I'm not strong enough, or if it's impossible because of my disability. Still is a question. The question is still here. It's just about you. I have to try more. Okay, then let's do, and
I see.
I will get it. Or if no, you don't have to train a lot for it because it is not possible. It's written somewhere. Where? Just tell me where. So,
Isn't that going back to the same of what you heard when you joined the gym for the first time? These people were telling you it's impossible, and then you show them it's not impossible, and you
it's
can
not.
succeed. And in the
I,
in this case, it seems to me to be a bit of the same. Hearing you
yes.
say it's actually very interesting because when I fail at doing something in a boulder, I just think I'm too weak, but I never think it's impossible for me. And it's very interesting that you think about that. But at the same time, what even if you think that it is impossible, it might not be impossible if you improve. Because as you show, like the way you use your stump, you make the impossible look possible.
Yeah, but not everything. That's the problem. I mean, when I feel that it's a problem of strength, if I'm feeling so weak, then I will never tell you it's impossible. It's just about, okay, I'm too weak now. Let's see. We will meet again. But sometimes it's just like, I'm sorry, I cannot adapt myself. I'm feeling so uh, the
It's
name
like
in
out
English.
of balance. So it's those kind of problems that you
Balance.
need the balance, you
Have
need to compensate and like lock the
yes,
door
yes.
to prevent a
I'm too
okay.
much unbalanced to feel not comfortable, but to be able to engage the next move. So yes, sometimes it's like this. And of course, one guy with 2 legs will show you how to make it. Yes, but with only 1 leg,
I see.
it's completely different. So yes, sometimes it's of course, I recognize. I still have to train to be even stronger and stronger and stronger. No problem, I can do it. But it is not sometimes enough, not always.
Yes,
So
I understand. Yeah, you are right. Sometimes it's just a technical thing. Sometimes you really need a
technical
support there, or you need a
and
long support there.
long support, or just balance, or just to
Yeah.
yeah. And in front of this boulder, it's make me really sometimes really angry, sometimes really sad, because it's your disability, and here you have to, at this moment, you have to accept it. And it's really hard to know that, to for me, there is, yeah, it's the only 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 kind of situation on which it's still hard to accept my disability, because yes, at this time, even if you train a lot and do it again and again and again, no, sorry, but it will not be possible. It's
That's
hard.
probably another manifestation of your desire to be the best at everything you do. And now you are faced with a situation in which you cannot be the best
Yes,
for
it's
external
not being
reasons.
the best, it's just to manage to reach your objective. I mean, I'm not climbing, when I already told this to other people, so I'm not climbing against the other people. I would say I don't care about them. I'm just competing with the route. I just want to finish the route. The challenge in competition is not to be the first, it's just to go to the top.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. It's my how to say it, it's my mind. It Yeah, of course, if someone will top the route and in a faster way than me, no problem. But for me, the others are not important. I'm
Yes,
not competing against the others. It's just against the route.
I see.
That's it.
We were talking also how important it is for you to feel that a situation or a problem is fair enough and that you can do it. Do you feel that in competitions you can have a fair route setting? Because sometimes the route setters, they prepare the routes for a certain category because there's so few people, and then people without a leg also have to compete in those. And sometimes I wondered if this creates like these technical difficulties that you're talking about, where you're supposed to do something but it was not really meant for your category, and it might create tricky situations. Do you
Mm,
encounter this type of issues?
of course, yes. I mean, alors, for me, the climbing, climbing in the same route than other category is not the biggest problem. Of course, I know that it's hard. We are a lot of categories now, and we all want to climb. So the organizers are making their best to make it possible. So at least we have to recognize it. So, and yes, of course it's a problem, because sometimes it's too easy for us, or too hard. But um, this is not the main problem. For me, the main problem is the merging of categories. Because at least when a lot of categories are climbing the same route,
Mhm.
okay, but all climbers are in their own category, and okay, so maybe for this category, nobody of them will be able to go higher than the half of the route. Okay, of course they will not top it, but they are all in the same case or
And
of
so, in
disability.
relative terms, they are fairly ranked against each other,
Yeah,
so you can
for
get a
my
fair
opinion, at least.
classification.
Yes, for my opinion. The trouble comes when they start to merge the category. It was the case for me for a long time. I mean, only this year it was not the case, but the years before, we were AL2 were merged with RP3 people,
Sorry, could you repeat?
with AL2 category were merged with RP3 category. So
FP3.
the
FP3 is visual.
RP3,
Visual,
no
no?
no visual, is neurologic
Oh, neurologically. Yeah.
pathology. So it means that I was climbing against with people. I was competing with people with two legs. with
I see.
only hook problem or like this. So when you are, yes, it was the case in 2020 and
So even if you were the best
2019.
athlete without the leg, you could still be second if someone else from this other category climbed higher than you. Yeah, that doesn't seem
Yeah,
fair
yeah,
at all.
sure. Did you watch the for example in Moscow the last World Championship in 2020?
No,
We were
nothing. No,
merged.
I only started watching this
AL2
year.
AL2 were merged with RP3 and for the qualification and for the podium also.
Oh.
So yes, so I had to be to compete with people with two legs. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, for example, in a World Cup in Briançon last year, the final was in the vertical rules. We were three, two people with two legs, me. It was really, really hard.
It's a
I
huge
had,
advantage for them. Even if they have like
of
some
course,
neurological problems, they cannot think straight, but just the fact that they have the four supports or the four
of
full
course,
supports is a
it was
tremendous
only
advantage.
about balance. The
Yes.
holds were very, very bad. I mean, very new, blah, blah, blah. It was really not adapted by itself. And at this one, yes, as soon as I knew that the final were on the vertical wall, then I already knew the results. I knew that it would be not possible for me to win. So I tried to make my best. I was happy about my climbing during this route, but of course I was second. And the girl, the first one, told me just last month in Villa that at this moment she felt not so proud of her because she also knew that it was unfair. But how is the sport? I mean, we cannot. So yes, we cannot complain too much because it's there is still a competition. We were here in Briançon, even if it was there the rules were like this. It was these rules or no competition. So we have to accept it. Of course, sometimes it seems not so fair,
Does
but
it have to
better
be
than
so
nothing.
black and white? Does it need to be either these rules or no competition? As you said, like, even the winner felt bad about winning because she knew that it was not really fair, and you also felt that you could not do your best, or even if or you felt that your best was not enough and will never be enough. So, would it be too out of mind to always keep the categories, even if there were too few people? Or what do you think is a good solution for it to make competition at least feel as fair as possible for all the athletes?
It's a really hard question, to be honest. The thing is, paraclimbing is a really new discipline. It's only from 2012. Everything is new. From 2012, there is more and more climbers now. So it takes time. And as I said, this year, 2021, it was the first year during which we were enough amputee leg AL2 women. In my category, we were more than 6 people. So it was only the first year. So we need to be patient. We need to be patient, and we have to hire to hire climbing people with disability to show us that yes, it's possible to climb with a disability, with every disability, and take time and it's a kind of a long term processes. And for this, I mean, to make it possible, I think we have to accept some unfair situations sometimes. But yes, I think even if it seems not always fair, it's I will
temporary then, in other words.
temporary, yes,
Yes.
temporary, and I will always accept to compete even with RP3 people than instead of not competing.
I see. No, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. It seems a very rational approach. And it's true. It's a very new sport, and maybe a lot of people they need a champion like you to watch climb and then admire and say, "Oh, I want to be like her, and I want to do like."
Everything is getting better and better with years. But of course, there is 2 points. of course, either we have competition, but they are merged. But when climbing, people who are wondering if yes or no they want to compete, they are watching this video by seeing the merging of category can make the opposite. Can make the opposite. They will not maybe not encourage people to go to come. I don't know if it's really clear, but so yes, merge of category is a really big discussion. I don't know how to. I have no solution.
As you said,
Course,
like maybe the solution is having more people, and having more people
yes,
is
this will
through more marketing, through more tournaments, and through more exposure in the media.
We have to find the more we will be, the less unfair situation we will face.
Yes.
Definitely. So we have to hire. Please come, people, climbers. Come.
No, that's great news. Great attitude. So staying on the topic of competition a bit more, you are obviously very experienced. You have more trophies than, or more tops, or more first places than I can count, because I can only count to 5 with one hand, and you have more than 5. So it tricks my brain. You are like the most experienced female paraclimber, at least. I think it's fair to say, because you're the most accomplished also.
No, maybe not. Oh wow, I never thought about it.
Like if it started into 2012 and you've been
I start climbing not in 2012. I start in 2013, but my first competition was 2015. Maybe you can meet older and more experienced girl. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but yes, I'm from a long time now. Yes,
so I was wondering, like, how do you still feel before a competition? Do you still feel any nervous or any pressure? Other than
I'm just happy. I just want to come to meet and to see the world, to see the routes, and to meet people. And yes, it's always like I mean, at least in AL2 category, we are now a WhatsApp group. We are talking each other. I remember in 2018, before the final, we were laughing and joking a lot with the girls. It's for me, it's just fun. I mean, we are. I mean, I know how much I'm training, how much sacrifice I make for it. So yes, when competition comes, I feel ready. Of course, no choice, and I really want to compete and really want to go. It's just there is pressure, but it's a positive pressure. Not a negative, no negative feeling. Just want to come and to not really to compete, just about climbing and climbing something new, and yeah, a big event, take part to a big event, a big celebration. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, for you, it's usually a celebration in the end.
Celebration of climbing. It's a kind of party of climbing. So yes.
No, I was kidding. And you, I think that attitude shows how you climb. You are very confident. You are very relaxed, and you kind of take your time in each hole. Like you stay, you climb smoothly, very consistently. If you are on a part of a problem where you don't know, you just take, you relax, you hold, you look, you experiment. If it doesn't work, you come back and you try again.
Yes, this I think yes, it's. I learned it from my experiment. Yes, it's just because yes, I mean, I think by watching all the video from the beginning to now, I think you will definitely find some improvement. And yes, of course, now I know by just watching a route from the bottom, I know where I will face a problem and where not. So if I know that, okay, until this point, I know that there will be no problem, so then I go fast and just to save energy. But then here is a problem. I know it, and then I have enough time and enough energy to think about it. And when if you looked at the Villa final route, I knew that the 10 final moves were were very tricky. And I spent almost all the 6 minutes observation time to just to watch this 10 movements, these 10 last hand holds, and they looked very, very hard. And when I reached the point, yes, of course, it was very hard, but I really wanted to top the route, so I take time and take take time to read, to feel the balance, and to be confident enough on this move to engage the other one. It takes a lot of time, and I was, of course, I was under pressure, but it was a good pressure because I was not sleeping on the walls. I knew that I had time, so I take this time to think in a positive way and to find solution. But yes, I think it's as a result of my long career as a climber.
Yeah. And can you immediately feel which are those, or immediately identify which are those hard parts? I know that
Yes.
when other people are climbing and usually go last, you don't
Mm,
see other athletes climbing. So the first contact that you have with the wall is when you're standing down
yes.
and you just
Yeah.
look, and then maybe you go
Yes.
for the break, and then you come and climb again.
Yes.
Can you
Yes.
really accurately
Yes.
say, or based on your experience, say what is the hard part? And do you have like
Yes.
any idea in your mind before you are on the wall?
Okay. Um, So I can tell you that now I think every paraclimber, every climber with uh, even a small experience can tell you that by only seeing the holds and the arrangement of the hold, you will see, yes, if it will be no problem, or yes, it will be difficult. Then so this is the first, and then normally during the 6 minutes observation we have enough time to find solutions, one or two, and yes, normally I should have at least two solutions for each movement. At least it is what our French climbing team coach wants, but it's not always the same for me. Sometimes I just go on the route without any solution. I will not advise it to I will not recommend it to anybody,
Yeah.
but sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I know where are all the odds. I know this part will be tricky. I have no solution. Let's see. And yeah, sometimes it's happened. It's not, I will be not really confident at this moment, but yes, but I can tell you that yes, only by watching the routes and the holes, we, everybody is normally able to identify the problem.
You kind of have the time if you are strong enough to hold. Like in Villar, you spent so long in the wall. I don't think many athletes could even have the endurance just to stand on
I
there, just to try to think of what to do next.
I was not in the steep wall, steeping in the steep area of the wall. It was like this. I finished the steep area. I was now just going out, and
Yeah,
on the last. So take time in this area is easier than this one,
yeah,
but
yeah. Okay.
yeah, of course. I mean, we are training with for strong to
Yeah.
be strong. So
Do
yeah,
you
maybe
also discuss with your colleagues, let's say, like the other girls that are in your category?
in my
Do you
category.
talk like before, like how did you do this? How should I do?
No, no, no. After after we have a debriefing together. Sometimes we are just meeting. Hey, yeah, what happened for you? Blah blah blah, but not before. Because before the final, we have only 6 minutes to work for to watch the route, to observe it. So it's not enough to exchange with between us, and after. No, normally not. After, yes,
After
but not
it's
before.
climbed, yeah, like
Yes,
the
yes,
feedback. Okay, but not during the
y-
competition. Also because you must
no,
probably be focused on yourself and in your own
yes,
thoughts.
yes. For the final, at least during for the qualification, yeah, it depends on the time. Sometimes, yes, we exchange about, but for the final, I can tell you that no, it never happened
Mhm.
because it's
You
a
The
competition.
order of climbing is proportional to the qualification, correct? Like if you finish the
Yeah,
qualification for the finals in first, you go last.
yes,
Is correct?
always,
Is
yes.
there any advantage in going last, do you feel?
You don't know what happened on the wall because when they are climbing, you cannot see them. Of course, you can hear something.
Yeah, you usually hear
You
the
can.
cheers. If someone gets the top, the audience says,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes,
So that
yes.
might
You
put
can have it.
pressure.
Yes, but I I prefer to be the last one, even if there are some pressure sometimes. I prefer. I don't know why, because then you know that. I know why. Because when you know directly the results when you are falling, then you see and you know that nothing more can happen after.
I see.
When you start first, or I don't know, if there are some other climber, even if you top the route, they are stopping also. Now they are watching the time, and now it's endless.
So you just don't want the stress of watching the
and
nerve.
when you are not the last one, then you are watching the other, and you pray for them to fall, because it's a competition. It's not good. I don't like it. No, I prefer to be the last one, and let's see. No, I don't like to.
Has
I
it
don't
happened?
like to.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of surprised, at least when I'm boulder most of the time. And in bouldering, the holds get very sweaty and full of chalk. Does
Yeah.
that happen also in these big competition, these long routes?
No, because as you said, we are not enough people, and even in competition with regular climbers, they are washing the holes every 20 climber, I guess.
Every 20 climber, but that's a lot of climbing.
Yeah, during the qualification and the semi-final, they are stopping the competition every 20 climbers to wash.
Oh, I
So
see.
yes, but no, in paraclimbing, yeah, for the final we are only 4 people or 3 people. Oh, no, it never
So
happened.
you have full confidence in how the holds will perform, that the holds will be
Yes,
good to
yes,
hand.
yes, yes.
So, um, has it ever happened that in your category, two people reach the top?
No, not in paraclimbing. No, because
So
this year I start to compete with regular climbers, and it happened in final one time, and I was the fastest, so I won. But yes, not in paraclimbing. Yes,
you beat a regular climber even.
yeah, yeah. I won
Wow,
2 competition in regular climbing, the departmental one and the regional one. Yeah.
that's very
Wow.
impressive. Wow, that's a big wow.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
That's
Thanks,
one of
but
those things that were supposed to be impossible and not supposed to happen.
yeah,
So, do you
yeah.
think that you are that strong? Like, is it your merit, or do you think they could do
I
better?
train. I think I can. F- I'm training a lot, so for me, sometimes it's normal that something like this happen.
Well, yeah.
But maybe
Easy,
not
easy.
normal. But it's it's no. Sometimes like make me really happy. Of course, I was
Yeah.
not expecting so much, but then yes, when it's work, it's like, oh wow, yes, training works.
Training works. Who would say? Like, if you put in the preparation, you get good
Yes,
results.
yes,
Completely
yes.
unexpected.
Then after winning a regular competition, I said, okay, I think I'm ready for paraclimbing competition.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
exactly what happened this year. Yeah.
Yeah. In
Let's
the
see.
case of paraclimbing,
Yes, sorry.
someone was saying the other day that I think the qualification was like a 6B and then the final was a 7A. Is this
Mhm.
correct?
For
Or,
for
or
our
the
competition, you said?
yeah, the equivalent difficulty
Yes,
that the
yes,
final will be
yes,
like a
yes,
7A
yes, yes.
and then the
7A, or the highest grade I made in final was 7A plus for AL2.
and this
7.
person was arguing that although impressive for someone without a member or without a limb, it's still a relatively low number in terms of overall difficulty. So, do you think that, and also combined with the fact that you're basically the only one doing the tops of the routes, do you think that um, is it you that is super, super strong and is so much above everyone else? Or do you think that also there's not, maybe because what you said, that there's not enough people, like the competition is not very strong yet?
To be honest with you, I complained in Villa with my coach, because, for my opinion, the qualification routes were really too easy.
Too easy.
Really, too easy. For me, I had no fun at all because they were too easy. But then, of course, you're right, and you said it. It was enough to separate the people and to separate and to qualify the people. So the job was made by the route setter, and the coach, the team, the French climbing team coach, told me that yes, they will not set route only for you. So
Yeah.
the job of route setter was made, and the routes were enough hard or easy enough to make the job. So it's okay. Of course, for my opinion, maybe it's hard to say. Of course, if more people will come, it will be more challenging, and maybe the level will increase. At the moment, with the current member of my category, I'm not sure if they don't need to increase the level. But of course, I will still train hard. So I hope I will my level will still getting higher. So it's hard question.
My question was not for the present. Of course, for the present, it does its job at creating the rankings, as you well said. So it's doing its job. But my question was more like, do you think that paraclimbing has the opportunity to continue to evolve in the future, since the current level is still relatively low, at least? Because most people also, like you, they don't do this full time, so they just train in their hobby. So I imagine that if people start to put in more hours, put in more money in the sport also, and put in more commitment, maybe they can get a lot stronger, and then the competition level will increase.
Definitely. It's I think for me it's a merge with having more and more participant competitors, and the involvement they want to put in. Of course, sometimes I really had the feeling, at least in my category, that and also I think it's also the same in AL2 women. They want to be in competition because it's a big party, it's a big celebration, it's a big event. But in the other side, they are not training a lot, and I mean not enough. So, but it's hard. You cannot refuse a competitor because the level is too low. It's quite it's not pleasant. It's not fair. But in the other side, when you are watching regular competitors, yes, the level is so high even for qualification that they people who want to even to participate to a qualification must to be to train every day. So I think once again, paraclimbing is new discipline. We have to be patient, and I hope that by hiring more and more competitors, the level will increase again, and will push people to train harder.
So now you can get in one of these tournaments, like world stage tournaments, without much training. Like, let's say if you train 2 or 3 times a day, not a day, 2 or 3 times a week, only do you think it's enough to participate?
To be honest, I consider after Villa to train less, but and also because I will have no choice by coming here in Japan. Of course, I will not train as much as in France, so I will have no choice. But for my opinion, yes, I consider that maybe it was not. Maybe I could train less. The thing is, of course, the fact is I can train less, but there is also my bad character and my head.
I was wondering about that. I was like, how would you feel if you started to train less, and then in less competition you did not reach the top because you know that you trained less? I don't think you would react very well to that.
No,
or digest it well.
I have how do you call it, the conscience as in English, the
mindset.
Mindset. My mindset will not allow me to go to competition without being enough
Yeah,
prepared.
I knew it.
So I cannot,
I know.
I am not, really not this kind of people who said, okay, no, now I know that I'm the best and it will, I will train less and that's it. No, 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 no. Still have to train, even if it's not for competition. I want to increase my level again and again. And yeah, maybe the objectives are different, of course. Of course, now win a World Cup or World Champion is not enough for me to train. But anyway, I think I'm still climbing to reach the top of 7C
Yeah.
7C routes, and yeah, of course I have to. Yeah, I thought about other objective, but I will not train less. I'm not
I
I'm
know.
not able to do it. I
I'm
will not.
I'm a bit like
No, no.
that. I have this voice in my head that does not allow me to slack. And if I start to slack, it's like it's starting to point a finger at me and asks myself, "Do you want to be this person? Are
Mm,
you really that kind
no,
of person
no,
that you slack?"
it's
And
not
like it's a
fair.
curse. I want to
Yeah.
to take time off or do something. And like no, and it makes me it kind of forces me to be ashamed of myself if I do that.
Yeah,
And
agree
I
completely.
cannot run away from it because it's inside our heads. It's very uncomfortable.
Yes, yes, and as you tell, if you train less, and if I don't know for some reason it doesn't work during one competition, how can you survive to this? Then
Yeah.
you start to cry, to regret so much. No, 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 I don't want. I don't want to. So I still want to train hard.
Yeah, fair
That's the
enough.
point. That's it.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's why you accomplished so much. And the level of climbing is directly correlated with the level of financing that is in the sport. More money brings more people, which brings more competition. Do you get any financial incentive to climb
From now,
at the
not at
moment?
all.
Zero.
No, no, because okay, I have my part of fault, I guess, because I didn't answer for any financial support. I just starting now this year because, as I told you, I'm now set in a city in France which is not really um, suitable for climbing. So it means that I have to travel a lot, and travel is expensive. So
Mhm.
now I start just this year to ask for, and for next year I will get some support from a company which is not related at all for climbing so yes, they will support me a bit for financial, but I have no sponsors, no
No
how to say,
salary, like
no sal
no sponsor, no
no
salary, no
sponsor,
prize money for the competition,
no prize money only for world championship,
world
only
championship.
one championship,
Is
and
it
it's not a prize money from the organizer, it's just from our federation, which are giving us some, how to say it,
bonus?
how, what,
Maybe a bonus? Like if you win, you get a
bonus,
bonus.
bonus, it's a kind of oh man, gift card to for specific stores, outdoor stores, you know what I mean,
Yes, yes,
for
yes, yes. So in this case, the French Federation that gives you this gift card as a
yes,
reward
yes,
for having a good
yes,
result.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
We have a certain amount of money to spend to one to this specific to specific store. Yeah,
Okay.
depend on the year, but yes, but we the only only for my first world championship I got money, really prize money, which was the same than for regular climbers, but it happened only once. From this time, uh, then for all of the other world champion title I won, I only got this kind of
Gift card, yes.
gift card.
Do you
Yes,
think it's the same for the male climbers?
from the
The male climbers.
mail.
Male, yes.
Mail.
The
Yes,
guys.
yes, yes,
For
yes,
the
yes,
guys.
yes. I mean, for paraclimbing, it's all the same. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's common to the whole sport. Like no one in paraclimbing is getting much money or any money at all.
For other sports,
No, I mean in paraclimbing. In paraclimbing, no one is
paraclimbing.
really getting money. That's what you mean.
No, no, no. I mean, at least in France, no, no, no. I know that for other teammates, they have sponsored, but for equipment, for gear, they are not buying their shoe or something like this, their harnesses, but nobody is paid to climb.
So when you have the travel expenses, like you have to go to United States, like there was this competition in Salt Lake City, and when you have to go to
Yeah.
Villar, you have to pay everything from your own pocket.
So it's hard to explain it. It changed because also because of COVID. So before COVID, as soon as you were in a French climbing team, everything was paid from the federation, by the federation. The the mm, the transportation for the World Cup, World Championship, also the training session, everything was paid by the federation. But now, after COVID, a lot of things change. Only the World Championship are free of charge for us. Now, for the World Cup, we are they pay the accommodation, but the transportation has to are on our own. Also, the training session, we have to pay the transportations. Yes, some free stuff before COVID are now expensive
Yeah.
for us. We have to pay more things by our own.
So that seems very hard to manage. Not only you need to take the time off to travel, not only you
Yes.
need to take the time to train, but you
We have to.
also need to pay the travel and take the
Yes.
time from work to go to competitions. So that's a lot
Yes.
of burden.
Yes. Last year, for example, so I'm talking about 2020.
Last year, 2020.
2020 was last year for me.
No.
I
What year are
used
you in?
three. I use. Oh no, 2021.
We are
Sorry,
in
yes,
2022.
sorry.
I thought you were joking.
2021. No, sorry, my mistake. It's start to be late in Japan. It's 8:30. So in 2021, I used 3 weeks of my vacation because of climbing. And when and at work is like, oh yeah, have a good vacation. Come on, it's not vacation, it's a climbing
Yep.
competition. So it's not real. Yeah, of course it's pleasure, but it's not holidays. I mean, yeah, we arrive exhausted and blah blah blah. But yes, so first, getting vacation, holidays, free time from work. Then we have to pay it for transportation, for everything. Of course, yeah, that's why I was not competing in Los Angeles and also in Salt Lake City. The thing is also for Salt Lake City, I was ready to buy everything by myself, to pay everything by myself. But at this time, I was the only one in the paraclimbing, a French paraclimbing team to participate, to take part to this competition. And even if I was alone, the only competitor, I had to be in presence of one people from the French Federation, and the French Federation didn't want to pay someone to accompany me to the competition. I don't know if you get it.
Yes, so they need someone to go with you
Yes,
to be
yes, but
official.
the federation said no. We
Oh,
don't want
that's
to pay
very tough.
for
So
one.
not only did they not support, but they also held
Yeah,
you back. They
yeah,
forbid you to go on your way.
yeah, yeah. So I
And in
was
your
yes.
case, it was a guaranteed podium at least. So
Yeah, at least I mean, I just wanted to compete, to make one competition, and for me it would be the first time in USA, so it was like
yeah,
and there were so many new AL2 climbers from America I wanted to meet.
yeah.
And so yeah, for me once again it was a big party and big celebration, and a competition, a further competition. So yeah, and I told the coach, I will pay everything. I don't mind. I don't care. I have money. I want to spend it like this.
Oh,
So can you please register myself to the competition? He said, I will ask. But 1 week after, it came back to me and said, I'm sorry, Lucie, but say nobody will accompany you. They don't want don't want to pay someone to come with you. So I
that's
cannot.
very, very tough.
Yes,
I
very tough.
imagine that must be very hard to hear and to accept.
Yeah, it was. I really feel like an unfair thing. That's why I start to compete in with regular people. It was yeah, because it was at the really at the start of the preparation of the how to say it? I'm sorry.
Season?
It was yeah. The season was coming. I was training a lot, and I really want to compete and to just compare my level, to know to have a kind of feedback, and to make a point on my level, my current level. And so there was a paraclimbing competition. Perfect, like
Do you
perfect
think that
schedule. And
do you think that the federation sees paraclimbing not as like not I'm not gonna say even as a source of income, because there is really not money at the moment, but you think it sees it more just an expense, like something that will give us a loss of money, so we're not going to invest a lot in it.
Actually, at least for France, the paraclimbing is a discipline which is bringing the more medals.
Well,
I'm not talking. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
we feel like you're winning everything, and even this is
Yeah,
not
and I'm
enough.
not the only
So
one in French climbing team. We are at least 3 or 4 with a 3 or 4 world champion titles. Also, we are we are quite now at least 3 or 4 competitors from French climbing team who are winning a lot.
yeah.
So it's hard. I don't know. I know that COVID due to COVID, federation are facing a lot of financial troubles. They are trying to saving money from paraclimbing, from boulder and leading, also from youth people, youth team. They try to save as much as possible money. So I'm not sure now. Um, Maybe before, a few years ago, maybe yes, it was the case. They wanted to reduce the amount of money for paraclimbing, but now I think it's not the case anymore. I think they are well recognized in our, at least in France, by our federation. They try to help us as much as possible, but money is still the main issue.
I see. At least they are. At least you feel that they are trying, and they are just
Yes,
constrained by the
yes,
circumstances. Do
yes,
you?
because sorry, I can just
Yeah, yeah.
give you some example. During the COVID, during the oh man,
Lockdown.
how to say it? The
Lockdown.
no, no. I mean the federation, when everything was closed,
Yes.
lockdown. Yes, the federation. Sorry, the
That's
federation
okay.
wrote to every competitor, paraclimbing or regular one, a letter to allow us to go to sport gym. So as soon as we want a letter, or yes, a support letter for everything. For my job, it's also the case. This year, I didn't have to use my personal holidays to go to competition, because my job gave me to you due to the federation support letter.
Oh, that's very
So
nice. That's very, very
yes,
nice. And
yes,
they're
yes. As
very
soon as
kind
we
also.
yes, yes, yes. So as soon as we want this kind of support by the federation, they are here. But of course, as soon as we want money, it's getting harder. But if you are not asking for money, it's just like writing stuff or just support, or they are here. And I really feel like this, to be supported as much
Right.
as I can, except for money.
It must not be easy. I assume that they, even though you win a lot of things, and even though the other girls in your team also have many world championships, I imagine that it's not easy for them if there is no income, maybe from TV rights. Do
Mm.
you know any federation from paraclimbing in any country in the world that has a financial support to their athletes, like a salary or
I
anything?
know that a lot of people are looking for it. Actually, so now we have a new coach in the French climbing team, which is also looking looking for support by himself. And I know that we we have to be uh, glad and to be uh, thankful from our federation, because comparing with other federation in other country, it's already they are already helping us a lot even for some transportation or something. So we are already how to say it?
Yeah, you're grateful. Like in Portugal, there's not even an
Yes,
official federation. Like the federations are at war, and then the athletes cannot even
for sure.
not even be officially represented because they're competing in one, but the official one is the other. So it's a mess.
For
Also
example,
because the sport is new, so there's a lot of gray lines.
once again, patience.
Yeah, patience. And maybe with time you can also get sponsors, like sponsors directly to you that can finance you in some way.
Yes, yes. I know that other climber in my some of my teammates are already sponsored, but not in a financial way, or maybe not a lot. At least not enough because they are still looking for. So, but for me, I'm not. I the thing is, I don't want to earn money because of climbing. I just now the point is I'm just fed up by buying 2 shoes instead of only one. That would be nice to just
Okay.
be able to buy one shoe.
Yeah.
And I just want the climbing to not being I uh, I don't want to earn money by climbing, but I don't want to 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 put too much money
Too much
for
money.
climbing because I'm 31 years old. I have my life. I have some projects, so I just want to try to put less money in climbing. That's why I'm looking for some financial
Mhm.
support, and I will get one, and I think it will be. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
I'm already happy to get one. I will see next year how it will be, if it will be enough or not. Better than nothing, once again, and be patient.
You were, yeah, okay. You were saying in the beginning that you were seeing yourself climbing until you made a top, but then you reached the top and you continued. So do you
Yes.
see yourself climbing for long still? Even, I mean, in competition, maybe you will always climb a bit, like as a
Uh,
complete hobby in boulders or whatever, or lead. But in terms of competitions, for how much longer do you see yourself going there?
as long as possible, and for now, the main issue for me will be the fingers, the tendons of the fingers, because when I'm training a lot during the training, um, no competition season,
Mhm.
at the end of the season, it's getting harder and harder for my fingers because I'm training a lot,
For the
maybe too much.
tendons themselves,
Tendons, yes,
you feel them more
tendons. Yeah,
stiff or harder to recover?
yeah, yes, yes, they are harder and harder to recover. They are painful. To be honest, no, not this year, but in 2021 in Moscow, I was almost not able to climb the final because
Oh,
my fingers were really painful.
oh,
And was just before the at the warm up. During the warm up, I spent 1 hour and a half to warm up because I was not
1 hour
still
and a
able.
half.
Yes, on the wall just to see if I will be able to to grab the holds and to keep it in the hands because it was really too painful. So this year in 2022 it was much better. We try to figure out some stuff. I go to medicine. I try to. Also, it's also a big problem to take care about me.
Do
long,
you
long,
have like any special diet that you do for competitions,
no,
or
not
just eat
anymore.
eat
Yes, I
normally?
made it. I made it once, but I'm a French people. I love eating, so for me it's too
Yeah,
much.
I
No,
know.
no, no, too much.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know.
before yes, but now not anymore. And I don't want to make too much effort because I love food. So
I
for
know.
me,
I know.
life is food and food is life. So no way. But try to figure out some problem with tendon with a lot of physiotherapists and blah blah blah. So yes, as long as my fingers will survive, I will climb, and I'm a competitor, so I will try to compete as much as possible, as long as possible. But then, if even if I will not be able to compete a lot, I will definitely continue to climb because the mood, the atmosphere in a climbing gym is perfect. You are meeting so much people, talking, joking. I like it so much compared to other sports. So I love it, and I will also try to climbing outside more, enjoy more, because actually because of my work, because of competition, I'm not going too much outside for climbing.
Yeah.
But I hope I will be able to do it more, to discover.
Yeah, I
Yes.
imagine like you're in the lab the whole day, you said 10 to 12 hours a day. That's a
Ye-
very, very long work schedule. And in Japan, you
Yes.
have beautiful mountains and beautiful places. So if you look
Ye-
around, I'm sure
Let's see.
there's going to be people that take you places.
Yeah, it's already planned for me to meet the Japanese climbing team AL2 climber.
Hmm. Nice.
The girl who yes, we will meet in Tokyo in 2 weeks now. It's
Nice,
planning to
nice.
train together. So
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
yeah, I will be
Sounds very
really
fun.
happy. Yeah. As soon as I knew that I will come to Japan, I directly contact us by our WhatsApp group. Hey, girl, please, I want to see you. I want to meet you in Japan. So it's planned now, and we will have I hope a great training session together. I'm
Amazing.
looking forward.
So do you still have any big goal in climbing? Other like to set anything that you personally
Okay.
want to accomplish still?
Uh, okay. As I said, I'm not. I did not perform a lot of outside climbing. I don't know how to say it. So I have not
Outdoor climbing, yeah.
outdoor climbing. Yeah. So I don't have any goal like a name route that I really want to. For now I don't have any goal like this, but I'm still. Well, of course, I still want to improve my climb and to to increase the level. So I think for now I'm my best route, the highest grade route I climbed was a 7B.
Hmm.
I want to improve it, and I will be very happy to reach the 8th grade. So let's see. For now,
That will
is
be
that the
an
goal?
extraordinary achievement for an AL2.
I
Like
will be
it's
yeah,
very, very
yeah.
impressive.
Even not sure if it would be possible, but why not? Why not? Be
The
strong.
boundaries of possible and impossible are always changing. They are fluid. And
That
it's only when people
so
try and they try to push the limit that the limit is found.
yeah. So my limits will be 8A, and then I will go outside and let's see.
Well, that's wonderful. Just to conclude, it
Yes,
has been a
sorry.
wonderful conversation. It has been really fun
Yeah,
and it's
my
been
pleasure.
really insightful to know your perspective and based like as a summary of everything we have been talking about, how you had the cancer when you were 16, how you overcame
Mhm,
it, how you have this mentality of always wanting to improve or never being satisfied, how you also found in climbing an environment where you can just hang out with people and surpass yourself. How
mhm.
do you what do you think that is the most important thing in life?
Oh wow.
I know I caught
Uh,
you unexpected, but like, what do you think is
no,
the
no.
meaning of everything? Like someone who is
Yeah.
about to die, as someone who had this huge problem, and now someone who is so happy and smiling so much, and found something that she really loves or that you really love. What is like the thing that you're most grateful about?
Oh wow. I. Phew. Wow. It's not really easy. Uh,
I know.
it's just about keep uh, dreaming. I mean, I like the sentence. Someone someone write me one day. Um, uh, don't. How to? I have to translate it from French. Don't dream about your life. Just live a dream. It's just like this. I mean, make your best to make the impossible possible, and and keep going. I like I'm yeah, it's still the same idea with me. I'm always pushing me, and I'm always about yeah, you will reach your objective. Of course it will be hard. You will have nothing. I really have the I know that nothing is free in this world. Unfortunately, you have to work hard, but by working hard, everything will be possible. And 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 for me, thi- this is why life is beautiful. Because if you are hoping much, putting a lot of effort on one objective, then it becomes possible, and you will reach it. So just keep going.
That's beautiful said. That's a wonderful way to end it. thank you so much. Arigato. The only
Thank
word
you.
you know in Japanese.
Thank you. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much for taking really the time and the
No
patience to
problem.
explain. It has been an honor to talk to you. How
It's okay.
can you have an Instagram, right?
Yes,
An
Instagram.
official
Yes.
Instagram? Okay.
Yes, official Lucie Jarrige. And
Can you
and
spell
that
it?
is LucieJarrige.
Okay.
Lucie
You can
Jarrige.
follow you.
And that's it. No Facebook, nothing, nothing else.
No, that's wonderful. So, and when is your next competition?
Oh wow! And
Or
now
do you feel like when can people watch you climb again?
oh, it will be next year now for the next World Cup competition, paraclimbing competition, and we don't have the schedule. Oh, at least for the next World Championship in August in Bern, in Switzerland.
In August, like this month?
Early.
Already?
No.
The other 2022,
Yes.
2023.
Yeah. Yes. At least this, but before maybe there will be some. I hope there will be some other World Cup competition.
Let's hope. Okay, thank you so much and have a great day or a
Thank
great
you.
night. It's very night.
Yes, I will go to sleep now.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. It was
Bye-bye.
a
Have a
pleasure
good
for me
night.
too.
And goodbye, everyone. That was it. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.